this week we're bringing you more from our coverage at the CMA Fest.
Also, we're taking you to the Country Music Hall of Fame for music and conversation with CMT's next Women of Country.
And before that, a righteous brother with a solo project. That's right, we sit down with Bucky to hear all about My Best Days. And later, it's today's Inside the Song, how the Tim McGraw hit Watch the Wind Go By came to be.
Hey, what's up? It's LANCO here, and you're watching Nashville Insider.
Welcome back. I'm Casey Mason here today with another jam-packed episode for you. Trust me, we have so much content to get to that I should probably keep this intro a little short for you guys. We're going to kick things off today's episode with an incredible story of a 100-year-old veteran turned songwriter who's collaborating with some very famous friends. Our Jacqueline Stapp has more.
Good morning, Mr. Don Graves. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, and good morning also.
Well, it is truly an honor to be here today celebrating you. I have to ask you, this is just astonishing. You were one of the last flamethrowers with your battalion on Iwo Jima.
Yes.
Please talk to me about this.
What do you want to hear about it?
What were you feeling when you saw that flag rising up?
Well, when we saw it, as soon as that flag went right straight up, 520 ships in that bay let go with horns, whistles, rockets, tracers. It was like the 4th of July in New York. I'm telling you, it was something.
And now, Don, I understand you're a part songwriter. Talk to me, please, about the Sands of Iwo Jima.
Sands of Iwo Jima, yeah. There's so much of that going on.
And this
I wonder if that'll ever die. I don't think it will.
There's a beautiful song you have all written with Mr. Jason Seaver.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this experience and how you both met and the lyrics of this powerful song.
Thank you. I'll tell you about it. I met a man named Don Weatherby, who's a good friend of Don Graves. We were on an airplane going to Alaska, and he struck up a conversation with me, and I told him that I worked with vets. I was a musician, wrote songs with veterans all over the country, and we exchanged numbers and talked about doing something together at some point. And it was about a year later, he called and asked if I'd come to Fort Worth, Texas, and write with Mr. Graves and do a fundraising show with him. And that's what we did. I did a little research on Mr. Graves before I ever got there, and I wrote the verses, and then my good friend Frank Myers wrote the chorus of the song, and then we wrote the bridge and the rest of the song with Mr. Graves here himself. He is now signed up at BMI. He is the oldest living member to ever become a songwriter at 100 years old.
The sand of Iwo Jima still haunts me every night.
Talk to me about your inspiration getting involved with this song, The Sands of Iwo Jima.
So we all have pictures that hang in our homes of our grandparents, great-grandparents that we've grown up around. Whether we ever met them in person or not, we've seen their pictures, we know what they look like. A lot of times it'll be them as young men in their uniform, standing there, and you go, man, I would have liked to have known that guy, or man, I sure miss him. That was my grandpa. And so today we record this song in remembrance of the sacrifice that was put out.
That's right. Well, we are so excited to hear this song and your beautiful voice. It's just such a recipe for perfection and a lot of talent in the room. We've got Lee Greenwood here.
I know, Lee Greenwood. I gotta be honest, I'm nervous that I'm gonna be on a mic singing with Lee Greenwood looking at me like that through the wall. So maybe he'll sing first. I don't know, but it's an honor to be in the room. This is Patriot Overload today at Starstruck.
You know, today is a really special day, Lee. It's a really special day with Mr. Don Graves' 100th birthday party. You have been a proud American supporter of our troops, of our veterans, and here we are today. What does this mean to you, seeing this song come together, The Sands of Iwo Jima?
Well, as I lived through the years right after World War II, I was born in 1942, and my father joined the Navy right after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So that's very fresh in my mind, and it's a great song that we are going to record today. And when I saw him sitting in the room there for a moment, I haven't met him in person yet. To be 100 years old and be that spry and have that great, mind, it's like, wow, gives me courage and strength to know I might live longer.
Sand of Iwo haunt me every night.
Beautiful story. Thanks so much, Jacqueline. All right, time for a new music alert now. Bucky Hurd of the Righteous Brothers has a brand new song out that's guaranteed to lift up your mood. Our Nashville Insider's Jeff Womack went to their recording studio to learn a little bit more.
The Righteous Brothers franchise, you kept going, okay, because Bill was ready to hang it up, obviously. Of all the voices, he picks yours.
He lost a bet.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, we're getting the real
Flip
story
of a
here
coin,
on Insider. But no, seriously, give yourself some credit now.
Oh, thank you.
Take me back to what you were doing when you got the news that you were going to keep the Righteous Brothers franchise going with Bill.
What did you just sign up for? I mean, stepping in for an iconic voice like Bobby Hatfield, and it was scary, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. The first time that curtain came up, I've sung in front of a lot of people, but that was, it was terrifying. It was quite terrifying.
And keeping the franchise one of arguably the most iconic brands in
they
music.
created Blue Eyed Soul.
Now, when most people might be thinking about on the farewell tour hanging it up, your best days, literally, are just ahead of you. And that's why we're here today. Tell me what keeps you going.
Paychecks. No, but
and he's on it.
No, you know, Bill told me when we started this, he said, when I feel like I'm going to want to start winding it down, and we're not, like next year we've got some contractual obligations, some places that he wants to play. We're still going to play some shows in Vegas, but he said, when I feel like I'm going to start slowing down, I will give you about a year's notice. And he was true to his word, and I was already kind of thinking about it, but at that point, I got a great management team. You know, Cliff Doyle's amazing publicist, and he, you know, we kind of got on this path of finding great songs, and you know, Nashville, there's no shortage of that, as we mentioned, and so I told them, I said, I don't want to sing about, you know, I don't want to sing about partying and getting drunk and all that stuff, man. I want to sing about when people leave my show, I want to try to make a difference in the world. You know, I want people to leave my show feeling better about themselves and feeling better about the world around them. And that's why My Best Days is, this first single release was one of the first songs we picked, because it basically says, encourages people.
I can be whatever I want to be. My best days are ahead of me.
I was going to ask you the process where you had this vision, and then Kemp Lazy and Marv helping you bring this together.
Yeah, that first song that we got pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. We reached out, and Ken Blasey sent that song to us, and it just really, I was like, that's the theme of this album, and every song on the album. So 2 weeks before we started production, I wanted an "Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up" kind of song. You know, what I call
shotgun lyrics.
A burner. You know.
Yes.
You know, Catmandu by Bob Seger, Trouble by Travis Tritt. You know, those songs that just burn. And I didn't feel like I had one of those on the record. So we reached out to Ken Blasey again, knowing that he wrote "Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up."
Okay.
And said, you know, talk to him again a little bit about who I am. And I don't know that he first clued in that I was the Righteous Brothers and all that. So it's like he just all of a sudden went, oh, and he sent us 2 songs. One is called Breathless, which is the title cut from the album, and the other one is called The Lightning, which is going to be the 3rd song we release off this album. And they are burner rock, driving songs. And so that completed the whole album.
Coming up, watch a segment about Watch the Wind Go By. The mega hit songwriter explains how the track came to be.
Also, we're taking you to the Country Music Hall of Fame for music and conversation with CMT's next Women of Country.
And next, we're taking you back to the CMA Fest. LANCO, Ryan and Rory, Karen Waldrop of The Voice, and many more join us right after this. Welcome back in here to Nashville Insider. I'm Casey Mason. So last month was CMA Fest, and as usual, we had so many interviews that it was nearly impossible to show you all of them at once. Well, with that being said, here's our Adam Wartsell with another, all from CMA Fest. Take a look.
LANCO, all the guys joining us now here on
Yes,
Nashville
you did.
Insider. Yeah.
Best for last. Here we are.
Good to see you guys. How's everything been going?
Yeah, it's been going good. CMA Fest, so it's always a good time of year. Everyone's in town playing shows, lots of music, country music fans from literally all over the world. So it's awesome.
Let's talk about this brand new album, this new album that you have. You have a great song. First, I want to talk about Corey Asbury and how that came about.
Yeah, so that was pretty organic. It's actually our first collab that we've ever put out on our own accord. Yeah, we were just writing. The album was honestly done, and we're buddies, so we were hanging out. We're like, let's write a song, and yeah, you know, he has kids, and we have kids, and kind of started talking about that journey. And he threw out, he's like, yeah, man, I started pretty young. We kind of grew up together. It's like, okay, right there. No matter what age you have kids, you realize you have a lot of growing up to do, and you kind of are on that growing up journey. So just naturally came about in the writer's room, and then he jumped on the track and sang it with us, and it's been awesome.
The new EP is called Downtown. The single is called Sunshine. Nobody sings the word sunshine like you, by the way. Like, you managed to get it into like a lot of multiple syllables there.
I know I did. I stretched it and kind of go up on the first note and kind of elongated it a little bit, but that one, it was funny. I had that guitar lick for like a year and a half, and I couldn't really find a home for it. Like, I always try to write to it, but I couldn't find it. And then one day I just had that little melody, that sunshine melody with that play on that word, and I just kind of ran loose with it. And I think I wrote it in like 20 minutes, and I wrote about my fiance, and yeah, that's one of my favorites. I'm excited about it. I think everybody is digging it so far. It's one of my top streamers, so that's good.
I think out of anybody I've interviewed so far today, like, you have the catchiest chorus, you have the catchiest song. It's an instant earworm. What's it like when you hear fans here at CMA Fest singing stuff like that back to you?
You know, it's really exciting. We just did a co-branded boot, an actual blue cowboy boot with Wet Kiss. So it's fun watching them buy the boots, wear the blue cowboy boots, wear their blue. It's like blue season for us. And even this morning when I woke up and I was doing my makeup, I listened to the song, you know, a couple times just to kind of like put my head in that groove and in that moment, because last night we played for 2 hours, so, you know, I needed to rechannel myself. But I enjoy listening to the song. Like, I'm really proud of this piece of art. I'm really proud of it. I think it's going to be a part of my career for years to come.
What's happening this summer for you guys?
We're going out on the road next month for a few dates. We're doing some festivals, opening for a big name. I don't know if we've announced that yet.
We're going to announce it right now. Go ahead.
All right, we're opening for Jake Owen.
Boom!
Yeah.
Yes. Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're writing a bunch to have songs kind of stocked up for hopefully what's going to be a record, and then we're doing the Opry again with
Jamie Johnson.
My Crazy.
Yes.
What a song. Tell us about that.
Dude, thank you. Yeah. My Crazy is just, it's a love song about a girl who's always been a dreamer. She's only had her dreams of being a touring musician in her heart, but then boom, she falls in love with this dude, and she's like, wow, never thought I'd be the one to settle down, but I think I might be heading that way.
Tell everybody about Sweet and Low and the meaning behind it.
Oh my God, so funny. I came up with this concept of like fake, like artificial sweetener, and like comparing it to fake love and someone not being who who they claim to be, when I was in the middle of another write and I was drinking a Celsius. Just because I was like, oh, like I love like Coke, like regular Coke. Yeah. I'm not like a Diet Coke drinker. I'm so sorry to all the people that are Diet Coke drinkers, but I just hate the taste of artificial like sweetener. Like I can tell, and I was like, why? I was like, I would love to write a song about that, and I wrote it with some of my favorite people on the planet, and it was such a fun write. It was chaotic in the best way. It was so fun.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Adam. Well, ahead, we are at the Country Music Hall of Fame talking to CMT's Next Women of Country. And coming up next, songwriter Dylan Altman gives us the origin story of Tim McGraw's Watch the Wind Go By. Hey everybody, welcome back in here to Nashville Insider, and now it's time for Nashville Insider's latest edition of Inside the Song. So this week we are sitting down with Dylan Altman, who put pen to paper for Tim McGraw's hit Watch the Wind Go By. Check it out.
That's a special song because that was the first song I'd ever had cut in town, and the first song ever became a hit, #1 song. And I wrote it with Anders Osborne, who's a great singer-songwriter from New Orleans. And at the time, I was at Cal4 Entertainment, and they were trying to make me like an art. I wasn't even doing country. I was doing like kind of blues, rock, pop, kind of Eric Clapton type stuff, John Mayer type stuff. And Anders was a similar thing from New Orleans. And so we had never written before, and he came in with this great idea. It was just a feeling thing. It felt like he described it as like a Van Morrison idea. And I love Van Morrison, so we were able to connect right away. And he had the melody in the chorus, which was and it was just a perfect co-write. It's like we wrote that thing in like 2 hours. And it was a beautiful autumn day. I remember it was like November 1st of 2020. And it was like we wrote it outside on these 2 chairs outside of Cal4, our old publisher. And sun was shining, leaves were falling. And that's what that song's all about. That song's all about being with someone you love as the seasons are changing, as the leaves are falling. So yeah, it was like a magical, perfect day.
All I wanna do is let it be and be with you and watch the wind blow by. And all I wanna see is you and me go on forever like the clear blue sky.
At the time, again, I was trying to get a rock deal, so I wasn't even writing songs for the market. That's the song that made me become a full-time writer, because we just wrote it for ourselves. And I remember I did a little work tape of it because I thought it was special the day we wrote it. And I played it for I was married at the time, my wife loved it. I played it for my brother, he loved it. And I did a little demo, and my company heard it, and they were lukewarm to it. And then I played it, I saw Anders 9 months later, and I played it for him, and he had forgotten about it. And then he was playing at a writer's night one night, and Missy Gallimore, who, she's married to Byron, who produces Tim, she was supposed to go hear this show that night, but she could not, and she sent her intern, this girl named Tiffany, I don't remember her last name, and that was her intern. She went there, was blown away by that one song, and came back and told Missy. And I think the only demo they had was my demo, which was not a great quality demo. And they weren't interested, but this girl, again, this wonderful person who changed my life, said, no, you need to hear this song. So Anders did a demo, and McGraw heard it, they put it on hold, and then it made the album, which was quite a coup at that time, because in 2000, it was like, everybody was vying. They still are vying a McGraw album, but he was pure height of his powers at that time.
Straight ahead on Nashville Insider, we're taking you to the Country Music Hall of Fame. You're going to meet some of the CMT Next Women of Country.
Hey everyone, welcome back here. Thanks for sticking with us on Nashville Insider. I'm Casey Mason. All right, so if you're selected to be one of CMT's Next Women of Country, well, you know that you've been making a mark on the country music industry. And hey, when you're asked to perform at the Country Music Hall of Fame, we obviously know the answer is always yes. Our Jennifer Vickery recently went to the hall to meet some very talented ladies.
Dasha is joining us now, one of CMT's Next Women of Country, performing here today at the Hall of Fame. What a special day for you.
I'm so excited to be here. It means the world, and just to honor the history of country music. It's gonna be a fun day. Yeah.
So while we were waiting on this morning to start, we kind of got our camera set up, and then we went and wandered through the American Currents exhibit, and there's a video that plays with Dasha in there, and it's just a quick clip from the early days of Austin coming out. And I just was thinking, though, even that little moment of being included in something that the Country Music Hall of Fame deemed as part of country music history, that's pretty special.
It's really, really crazy. When you say it like that, that's really crazy.
It's gonna make you tear up.
I know, I'm like, whoa, it's really wild. I know, it's funny that I got in the Country Music Hall of Fame for the first time with a TikTok, so anything's possible, guys.
When you heard the news that you were going to be included in the Next Women of Country list from CMT, which is quite prestigious, tell me about just kind of your reaction to that and what it means for you.
I definitely was at a loss for words when Lauren told me. I literally started crying. I was just in shock. I was like, what are you guys talking about, me? What? And it's really surreal, and I have no words. I can't believe I'm a part of it.
Does it feel like some of these accolades or these little boosts that come along, they just validate your decision and what you're doing and using the gift that you have?
Absolutely. I feel like God gave me a gift to share my music with the world and like a voice to transmit, and I want people to feel something when they listen to my music and it be kind of like a therapy, because that's what it is for me.
I've wanted to be a part of this class for so long because I've always looked up to all of the women who came before us. And I mean, when Lauren Elena told me in the middle of the interview, I was like about to cry. And I just feel like it's something that really means so much to me because of, I guess, just how strongly I feel about female representation in country music and how it's always existed, but it hasn't always existed on the level that it should. And I'm just really, really happy to be a part of this right now, where so many incredible women are like taking over country music, and I just feel really honored.
What an honor to be included in this class of women named for CMT's Next Women of Country. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I'm really having heart palpitations back here because all these women are so amazing, and I follow them all and I support them all and I'm fans of them all. So I'm just like, you know, holding my chest like this.
It's one of my favorite things in Nashville, where I feel like women are so good to support each other and just want everyone to like take the next step and just to cheer each other on, and it's the way it should be.
I think that's very unique to Nashville. I will say, because, you know, I grew up in the LA area, and having been here since 2010, I feel like the biggest shift to me culturally was the hospitality. And the hospitality is not just like opening your home, it's like opening your heart.
To be included as part of the Next Women of Country, when you kind of package all that up with a bow, my goodness.
I know, I'm honestly, it's kind of surreal to even be here, and all of the women that's this year's class are just so fantastically talented, and so I feel honored to be singing next to them tonight.
The Thomas Rhett duet that's out, it's so good.
He was looking for vocals for the song, and I sent some vocals in, not really expecting a yes at all, but it was just like, you know, cool. I got to sing on a song next to him, and when I got the call that I would be on the song with him, that was like, really? I'm gonna have a song with Thomas Rhett?
Yeah. And hey, while we're on the topic of female powerhouses, we're gonna leave you today with Miranda Lambert and Run. So you better run back to your screens and watch us again right here next week on Nashville Insider. I'll see you next time.
And you took too long to see I was unhappy, and I took too long